You're sitting at a Kaiseki restaurant in Kyoto. The chef places a plate in front of you. It's beautiful, it's artfully arranged, and it's half empty. Your first thought? This feels wrong. You paid good money for this. Where's the food? But what if I told you the emptiness is the food? Welcome to Hidden Japan Food Secrets. Today, we're exploring one of the deepest philosophies in Japanese cuisine, and why Kaiseki chefs have mastered the art of leaving space on the plate. Let's start with the basics. Kaiseki is considered the pinnacle of Japanese fine dining. It's not just a meal. It's a multi-course experience that can last 2, 3, or even 4 hours. A traditional Kaiseki dinner includes 6 to 15 different dishes, each one carefully plated, carefully timed, and carefully intentional. But here's the thing that confuses most Western diners. Each plate looks small. Each portion looks modest. And there's always space, white space, empty ceramic, a blank canvas surrounding the food. Why would a chef, someone who has spent decades perfecting their craft, intentionally leave half the plate empty? The answer lies in a concept that goes back over 1,000 years in Japanese aesthetics. It's called ma. Ma doesn't have a direct English translation. The closest word is negative space. But it's more than that. Ma is the space between things. It's the silence between notes in music. It's the pause between breaths in poetry. It's the emptiness that gives meaning to what's full. In Japanese philosophy, space is not empty. Space is alive. Space is essential. When a Kaiseki chef leaves half the plate empty, they're not being lazy. They're not cutting corners. They're making a deliberate artistic choice. That empty space forces your eye to focus on what's there. It creates breathing room. It prevents visual overwhelm. It invites contemplation. Think about it this way. Imagine a beautiful painting. Now imagine that same painting, but the entire canvas is filled with color and detail from edge to edge. Which one captures your attention? The first one, right? Because it has space. Your eye knows where to look. The same principle applies to Kaiseki plating, but there's something deeper happening here. Kaiseki isn't just about food. It's about the entire experience. It's about seasonality, about the relationship between the diner and the chef, about creating a moment of calm in a chaotic world. In Japanese culture, there's a philosophy called Wabi-sabi. It values imperfection, impermanence, and incompleteness. It finds beauty in simplicity. It embraces the idea that less is more. Kaiseki is deeply rooted in Wabi-sabi. A Kaiseki chef doesn't want to overwhelm you. They want to invite you into a conversation. Each dish appears, you savor it, you contemplate it. Then it's gone. The plate is cleared. The next course arrives. This is completely different from Western fine dining, where the goal is often to fill the plate, to impress with abundance, to show off technical skill and expensive ingredients. In Kaiseki, the chef is showing skill through restraint, through knowing what not to put on the plate, through understanding that sometimes what you don't serve is more important than what you do. Here's a surprising fact. A Kaiseki chef typically uses between 5 and 7 ingredients per course. 5 to 7. That's it. When you sit down to a full Kaiseki meal, you might taste 50, 60, even 70 different ingredients throughout the entire evening. But each individual course is stripped down to its essence. Why? Because it allows you to taste each ingredient. There's no competing flavors. There's no visual chaos. Each ingredient gets to be itself. Each ingredient gets to shine. This connects to another core principle of Kaiseki, shun, which means seasonality. A Kaiseki chef doesn't serve the same menu year-round. They change their dishes based on the season. In spring, you might get bamboo shoots and mountain vegetables. In summer, you get grilled fish and cold noodles. In autumn, mushrooms and chestnuts. In winter, rich broths and root vegetables. The empty space on the plate also reflects this philosophy. In spring, the plate is lighter, more minimal. In winter, the plate might be slightly fuller, warmer. The emptiness changes with the seasons, just like the food does. Now, let's talk about the psychology of what happens when you see an empty plate. When you first sit down to Kaiseki, there's a moment of disorientation. Your brain is expecting abundance. Instead, you see a small portion and a lot of white ceramic. But then something shifts. Your mind slows down, your breathing slows, you're no longer rushing to eat, you're no longer focused on quantity, you're focused on quality. This is intentional. Kaiseki is designed to slow you down, to make you present, to make you aware of every flavor, every texture, every moment. In our modern world, we're conditioned to want more food, more content, more stuff. Kaiseki pushes back against that. It says, what if less was actually more? What if the space on the plate was an invitation to slow down? There's also an element of respect in Kaiseki plating. When a chef uses an empty plate, they're respecting the ingredient. They're saying, this ingredient is so good, it doesn't need anything else. This single piece of fish, this one vegetable, this small portion of rice, it's enough. It's also about proportion. A Kaiseki chef understands human physiology. They know that if you serve someone a massive plate of food, their stomach will expand to accommodate it. But if you serve them smaller portions throughout an evening, they'll stay satisfied without feeling bloated. The emptiness on the plate is actually helping your digestive system. Let's consider the visual hierarchy too. In a Kaiseki plating, because there's so much empty space, every element becomes a focal point. The chef might place a single piece of